Hello and welcome to C programming video. My name is David Thorne. In this video I'm going to show you how to find the length of a string using null terminators and also pointer arithmetic. Rather than just doing an explanation, let's just do a demonstration and so you can have a better understanding of what we're talking about. Okay, first things first is we're going to create a char pointer and we're just going to call it name, and we're going to then initialize it with my name, David Thorne. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we want to loop through each character in this to obviously see how many characters we have in this one string. All right, now to do this we're going to create another variable, and it's going to be a constant char pointer also, and we're just going to call it s, and this is going to point directly to or have the address of the name and so on, or be initialized with name. Because s and name are the same type, we don't have to do anything else. And now, as I just said, we need to keep looping through this until we find the end of this one string. Now the end of this one string is a null terminator, all right, which is a backslash and a 0. So we can do that with a while loop, and we can dereference this s char, and so basically all the time this is not null is going to be true, and when it is null it will be false, which means this while loop will break out of it. Okay, and once we have found that one value and it's not null, then we need to use pointer arithmetic to increment this one pointer value by 1 unit of char. All right, so we know that a char is 1 byte. This has the size of 1 byte. So, but this plus plus is relative to the size of this one pointer that it's pointed to. And in this example, we're pointing to a char. So if we were pointing to an integer, then it could be 4 or 8 bytes, depending upon which system you're on. So we're just saying move forward the size of the type that you are pointing to. And remember that this s and this name is pointing to a single char. All right, this is, as much as we say that it's a char array, it is actually just a pointer to a single char, and the fact that we've given it a whole length of them, that's something something different. But we are only talking about a single char. So once this dereferenced s reaches this null terminator, obviously it's going to be null, which means this is going to break out this loop and come down here now. So now we want to be able to get the actual size, the length of the string, and we use that with size t. So we're just going to create a variable with size underscore t, and here, because we now have 2 pointers, we can do pointer arithmetic. Now remember that pointers are basically, well, not pointers are just a hexadecimal reference or a hexadecimal number to a place in memory. All right, and so let's just say that s right now has the memory address of a hexadecimal value of 0020. All right, and we know that the initial value, and I'm just making this stuff up, of this one is then 0x00 and something, say like 13. Okay, so when we say this pointer, this memory address minus this memory address, it's going to do simple mathematics and give us size t, which is when we print this out, we'll say size, and we now need to use %ZU to be able to print out the size, and we'll do this, and we run this application, and you can see that we get 11. Sorry, my mistake, I wanted 9. And we get 11. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So this now shows us how to get the string length of this. Let's now do it another method, right? And we're now going to call this string using the brackets here instead. And this now, we're just going to do my first name, and let's just say DAVI and D. And let's just show you which problems we're going to face if we now come to, let's say, size A, and we'll come to the string instead, right? Sorry, we want to do the string here instead, and still size. That's better. And we do this. You see how we get this absolutely massive number? That's because we don't have the null terminator on the end. And when we use this form of creating an array of chars, we've got to add the null pointer at the end for it to find it, all right? Oh, my mistake still. We still need to add it to there as well. And when we run this once again, you can see 5. So because our S++ is not counting the null terminator at the end, it found this one, it's not null, this one not null, this one not null, this one not null, this one not null, and found this one, said, hey, I'm null there, I'm not going to increment it, and it did the pointer arithmetic and then came down to here. And we could say this when it makes you happier, and we'll just say pointers, and we'll say p minus p is here, and we can say it's s and then str. Right, we can run this, and you can see that we get 16 fd blah here, and then we get 1a9 and 1a4. So if you want to do the mathematics in your head, you can see that we get 5. All right, and when we change this back to name, and we change that back to name, and we change that back to name, and run this once again, we get F79 and F6E. And when you want to do the mathematics, you will get 11 there. All right, so all well and good. Now, obviously, you want to be able to use this string length function everywhere throughout your code. Obviously, there exists a string length function already, but this video is teaching you about how null terminators and how to use pointer arithmetic. So we might as well put it into a function also. All right, so let's just copy and paste this into a function that returns a size t, and we are going to call it string length. And this is going to take a constant char pointer, and we're going to call it str. Let's paste this code in there. Let's put the s is now equal to str, and let's take away any side effects that we've got in this, and let's do that there, and we return then the size. And when I said let's take away any side effects, we don't want to do this printf in a function, because that makes it not pure anymore, because we are writing to standard out, and this is a pure function. All right, so we can now return the size t. We can remove this, and now when we come down the bottom, we can see, say, size b, for example, and you now use our function and just say a name in the beginning. And let's actually come here and say name str as well, name c here. And we can see that we get size 11, 11, 11, and 5. So with that said, I just want to highlight another thing to you as well, is that this string length function that we've just created takes a pointer to a character, all right, and then it obviously keeps searching for the null terminator here. Okay, so if you might have some questions, is why do we not have to do any ampersand here on this str, right? Because these are pointers already, and this is a pointer, but why don't we have to do the ampersand here? Well, already this way of writing the code and this is already creating a pointer to D here, all right? So they are in themselves already a pointer in memory, so we don't have to do it. And if we now put the ampersand here, you can see that the Xcode is going to complain incompatible pointer types passing, and a pointer to this to then a constant char here. So we are saying that this is now this str. We are assuming that this str is now a pointer or address to an array of chars containing 6 characters. All right, not a single character. So that's just something to keep note of here. We only are passing a pointer to a single character, i.e. the first character in the string. With that said, I hope that you got something out of this one video. If you're new to C programming and you're new to pointers and you're new to some of these things, then this is a really good introduction, in my opinion, to this. Now, I'm no expert in the C programming language, but I make these videos because, in my opinion, the better you will understand something better is when you are able to teach it. And creating these videos is really useful for that. And I also like to provide all of my software developers on my channel the ability to listen to me teaching you as many topics as possible. With that said, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and obviously and naturally, if you've got any questions, feedback, or concerns, let's use the comment section as a conversation starter. And if you do have any questions, I'll try my hardest to answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll get ChatGPT to answer it for you. And if I think it's a good enough reason to make a video, I will do that as well. With that said, my name's David Thorne. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.